Hey guys, Grumpy here with the long anticipated return of Zero to Hero. I apologize for the very long hiatus. Um, life got in the way. Let's just say that. But things are better now, and I can put my focus back on Starsector. I'm very excited to be back. So I've been playing a little bit on a different campaign, um, not anything for YouTube. Just a small campaign playing a pure midline fleet, just having some fun with that. And that kind of re-inspired my desire to play Star Sector. So glad to be back. That said, the series will be wrapping up pretty soon. I have four major goals for the Zero to Hero series, and I want to tackle each one of those goals in the remaining episodes of Zero to Hero. So the four goals are to complete all the colony crisis challenges. So I only have one left, and that's the dealing with the hegemony inspections, which actually we're about to complete as soon as I unpause the game. The second one is to do the alpha bounty with Ryan Arroyo. Um, the third one is to defeat a maximum strength shrouded encounter. And then the fourth one, which is going to be the most difficult out of all of them, will be to defeat a first strike threat fleet. So, that said, in order to compress the rest of Zero to Hero, unfortunately, I am going to cut out the in betweens because it's very grindy and there's not going to be a lot of action to show. Like, to do the Ryan Arroyo Alpha Bounty, I need to complete a bunch of his requests before it shows up. So I'm just going to do that in the background. I know you guys like to see everything, but I've given you 36 hours of this campaign already, so you've seen exactly what my decision making is and the choices that I make. So I hope you're not too upset, but I do again want to wrap up this series as quickly as possible. I have a lot of Star Sector ideas that I want to get to, and if I'm making all these episodes all the time, then this series can go on for like another 30 while we wait to complete our goals. So I hope you understand that. All right. So this episode, like I mentioned, we're going to deal with the hegemony inspection. So if we go here to the intel screen, the colony crisis, we've dealt with everything else. Pretty much, I've showed everything. I don't know if I've showed how I dealt with the Luddic shirt, sorry, the Pathers, but I had a planet killer in my inventory, and I just gave it to one of the Luddic Path bases, and that resolved the conflict. So you didn't miss much there. This though, we're dealing with the hegemony. If I don't know if I covered this in my colony crisis video for the advanced colony guide, but basically you need to fight off three increasingly difficult AI inspections that the hegemony will send your way. They'll send a small fleet, a medium fleet, and then a large fleet, and then they'll send. Well, actually, this I'm not sure about. I don't know if the third time they send their entire armada or if they send a large fleet and then they send their armada. I haven't been keeping track, but I do know that you need to fight off a bunch of AI inspections and then they send the whole armada. So that's what we're facing right now. So I'm going to show off the fleet that we have and talk about the decisions that I made in order to arrive at this fleet. So here we have the star of the show, the Ziggurat, very powerful ship. It is slightly modified from what I normally use. Normally these medium slots are IR auto lances, but in this case I've swapped them out for Typhoon Reapers. We're going against a lot of heavy armor, so we need high explosive in order to break through that armor, and the Typhoon Reapers perform phenomenally. Then we have our onslaughts. Our onslaughts, they're capital ships, but realistically, they just serve as escort ships for my ziggurat. And really, that's the concept of my entire fleet. It's pretty much just like a follow me fleet, where the ziggurat is so powerful that really it doesn't need any other ship, or rather, any ship that I tell to follow me to escort me helps by creating a larger and larger protective bubble around myself, which allows me to just focus on whatever the high value target is, and then quickly pivot to the next target. So, pretty standard onslaught build. I'm really happy with how the Mjolnirs perform. I was afraid of Mjolnirs for a long time because they're so flux hungry, but given how much damage they do and their range, what ends up happening is you end up driving the enemy back away from you, which allows you to put down your shields and dissipate your soft flux as you use these weapons. So they're a lot stronger than they seem. Like our flux, weapon flux is 3100 compared to the dissipation of 13, but it never becomes a problem. Not at all. One we have, here's our officers. I'm using one human and then one alpha core. I am going to swap this though. Am I? No, I think it looks good. I didn't see like gunnery implants and I thought we would need it, but honestly maybe we don't. All right. Next up, we have the Pegasus. I'm going with Dragonfires instead of Hydras or Squalls. Again, we need that high explosive damage. Oh well, in this case, it's energy damage, but it effectively functions as high explosive. Um. Oh, we need. Ooh, we need to make a change here. The Dragonfires are really powerful, but the problem they run into is they have such a limited ammo capacity, and I know you can't buff them because they become too powerful, but it would be nice if there was some way to if there was some way to tell your ships, hey, do not fire a Dragonfire unless this target is, a cruiser or a capital ship. The problem you run into is your Pegasus will fire these off at anything. At anything they see a kill on, they'll fire these, which runs into the issue of draining them long before they get to like the onslaughts or the legions that are in the back of the fleet that you would really prefer them to use their weapons on. That said, anything they do fire on with these Dragonfires are going to get evaporated, so they are nice to have. What you can do to mitigate it is you can deploy your Pegasus last, so that by the time they arrive on the battlefield, you've cleaned up most of the small ships, and they can only fire at the capitals. But one change that I need to make that I just saw right now is I need to get what is it? Expanded missile racks on here. So let's dock really quick, and let's swap that out for expanded missile racks. You need every single missile. You need every single missile you can get. So there's that. Yeah, you have missile specialization. Can we swap you out? Yeah, actually, you guys should be swapped. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Then we have the Odyssey. No changes to the Odyssey. It's good as is. Nothing really to say about it. These should not be auto pulse lasers. These should be something else, but I don't have any weapons here on Banshee. And then here's the Legion. Of all the builds, this is pretty much a meme build. I saw this on Reddit. Well, I saw something like this on Reddit. I'm trying to recreate it from memory. I'm not exactly sure how it works. it performs well enough. I don't know if I'll use it in these fights. I might throw it out there. But basically, with 5 proximity launchers, it deletes anything in front of it. Actually, one thing that I need to change before I forget. The Dragon Torpedoes need to be on alternating, not linked. And the reason I say that is because this needs to be on alternating as well. Yes. It'll span these out basically and hit whatever's in front of it really, really hard. Standard Griffin builds. My favorite Aurora builds. And then I have my 2 Sunders here. The trouble I've been getting into with my Sunders is they've been running into the enemy and I have no idea why. Oh, actually, you know what? I do know why. Let me go into my doctrine. I'm gonna lower my aggression to steady, and that should help our Sunders out. Now, unfortunately, it's also going to affect our it's also going to affect our enforcers, but it is what it is. We really want our Sunders to survive. So our Sunders keep getting blown up. Steady should help. And then we have our enforcers. These are going to be our point capture champions. So there's that. Safety overrides, bunch of missiles, bunch of heavy autocannons, and heavy maulers. They're designed to counter the any frigate that might be capturing a point. Here are the character skills. So one change that I made is I dropped flux regulation for electronic warfare. You need EW. Unfortunately, you can't get around it. EW will help you capture objectives and contest them more efficiently. Without EW, you're kind of just out there. And you're just wasting time, basically. Alright, so let's go ahead and fight the hegemony. I'm going to try to show off fights with the battle station, fights without the battle station, small battles, double battles, as many different fights as I can. I think the AI deploys with like 5 or 6 inspection fleets. So we'll see what's available. They arrive in 1 day. So here we go. I'm also going to show off some allied battles as well. Okay, we have a pretty small fleet. This would be very small pickings, but a good warm up. We'll just deploy ourselves for this. No need for the rest of our fleet here to get involved. What would be really cool is if the designs you set for your ships affected the ships that your colony put together. Like if I made a specific strike build, it would also translate to the strikes that the AI uses, or the AI generates fleets for. Man. So. All these ships retreated. So it's really nice to, like I said, to get back into Starsector. It's been so long. The apologies. The save file I had checked it. The last time it was opened was in May, so almost a full year ago. There was 2 reasons for the hiatus. The first one was life, like I mentioned at the start of the video. But the second reason was because I got stumped with how to fight. Nice maneuver. With how to fight threat and the shrouded. As far as difficulty goes, they are. Shrouded I've figured out. I can defeat them pretty reliably without any casualties. But threat is miles above in difficulty when it comes to challenging their fleets. So first strike fleets have multiple fabricators, and this is kind of skipping ahead or spoiling things. They have multiple fabricators, and you can't really just rush them down. I mean, the goal is to rush them down, but it's really hard to do so because they reinforce with other ships so quickly that you kind of get surrounded by the time you reach the other side. So because of how difficult they were to deal with, I ended up taking a break from the game, which ended up turning into days, which ended up turning into weeks, which, you know, didn't really feel good. And then life events happened, and I couldn't get back into Starsector. So here we are. Go ahead and knock this out. I didn't repair. I'm not gonna burn a sword point. I'm just gonna have half CR for this fight. Alright, let's show off the Pegasus for this fight. There's enough solid targets out there that I don't think they'll waste all of their munitions. Let's bring in a... Yeah, that they'll waste all their munitions. So let's see. So this is a follow me strategy. Pretty much every ship that we add to the battlefield, I will give it the upgrade this to a defend command. Oh, does defend override? Defend overrides capture. Interesting. Every ship that we add to the battlefield, I'm going to give them the escort command and just follow me. Now I have a separate campaign that I haven't recorded anything for, but in that campaign it's all high tech. Or sorry, it's all midline, and I was able to do a first strike using all midline ships, and I don't have those ships available in this campaign. But the doctrine that I have is pretty similar, or the understanding of the fight I have is pretty similar, and I think I have what it takes to execute on that. Is it? Now I wonder why you're following me when I have all of these units. I want to make this a light command and see if that works. I want my enforcers to capture points. I don't want them following me. The follow me doctrine also has the added benefit of getting my capital ships where I want them to be versus going off chasing nonsense. Alright, here we go. Yeah, you guys have seen Oops All Reapers, and this is just a throwback to Oops All Reapers. I really love that version of the Onslaught, or of the Ziggurat. I can't help but notice a distinct lack of Dragonfires. Alright, I'll give you guys the eliminate command. I'll let you guys show off here while we deal with this. Alright, let's get a look at those Dragonfires as they come in. What? Okay. Alright. Just be careful here. I don't know, you have the eliminate command, you're just not capitalizing on it. Okay. Did you guys get it yet? Alright. Can you use some of those Dragonfires, pray tell, on this Onslaught here? See, this is why the Pegasus gets a bad rap, and people think it's a bad ship. Because the AI on it is so dumb. I know there are mods. There we go. Now that's beautiful. That's beautiful. We can full assault at this point. I know there are mods. I think it's called Gunnery, Advanced Gunnery Control or something like that, that allow you to tailor your targets. And if I could, if I were using mods, I would 100% tell my ships not to fire at anything that isn't a... Don't fire a Dragonfire at anything that isn't a capital ship. Like, it is genuinely such a waste. Wasting Dragonfires. Alright. We will pursue them. And we'll take some Enforcers. Let's go repair. And then let's go do a station fight. Let's refit the new Enforcers that we have. Oh, not restore. And let's go ahead and engage. I want to do a station fight. Actually, yeah, that'll work. Alright, let's go ahead and join in the fray. Oh, also, I need to check to see if I gave this battle station Alpha Core. I believe I did. So we did an ally fight. We did a single fight. Doing a station fight. I can show off a double. Honestly, probably it'll end up being a triple because I all those fleets are so close together now. I I probably could do a triple a Germany fight. The issue is though, it takes years because those onslaughts once you run out of missiles, they just take so long to wear down. The only reason we're so effective against them right now is actually, you know, Pegasus would shine in a fight like this. Um, the only reason I'm so effective at cutting down onslaughts now is because I have those Typhoon Reapers to rely on. Now the thing about a station fight is the enemy has the advantage, and the more fleets that stack up and attack your station, the worse the fight is. Um, and it's really tough for you as the defender because eventually your station is going to get worn down to the point where it explodes, and now you have to retreat um, quite a long distance. I believe this map is the same size as a a medium sized skirmish map. So a map that's bigger than the regular map size, but still has four objectives. So that is quite a distance to cover. So basically, you're probably gonna lose anything that you commit to the fight. So just be aware of that. Okay. Ooh, good slip. Woo! Red like a book. That's for all the naysayers that laughed at how many times I missed my Reapers. Dale Nolan's been in the simulator practicing. Alright. So, good fight. We will take some more enforcers. Alright, now, if this fleet can survive long enough, we should be able to get a double battle here. That's a lot of armor, but it is what it is. If it's a triple battle, we might disengage and have to try again. I don't really want to fight a triple battle of the hegemony. Ah, it's a triple battle. Alright. Oh, alright. Well, the issue is The issue is it's so much armor to eat through. Um, it it could be done. We just need to play with 100% focus. Let's see. What are the fighters like? Not very many fighters, thankfully. Which is really just, it's a problem for me. It's not really a problem for the rest of my fleet. In general, your phase ships struggle against fighters because they don't really have much in the way of point defense. All right. Okay. Yeah. So it's 5 onslaughts, 4 legions. So I'm gonna write that down. That's 5 onslaughts, 5 OS, 4 legion LG. We can write down the cruisers, I guess. I don't know if I'll keep track of that during the fight, but 4 Dom. I feel like I'm ordering a pizza. 4 Dominators. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The Eagles are gonna break us. 6 Eagles. And then Grendels and Morts. And then I'll just say 3 mixed cruisers, and then more destroyers that we know what to do with. The good thing is the enforcers are really easy to kill. Alright, 240%. Here we go. If at any point the fight starts turning against us, we'll just retreat. No need to be a hero, as it were. For this fight, I didn't. Oh man, I didn't outfit these. For this fight, I'm going to use the onslaughts and the legion probably, and then finish the fight with the Pegasus. Okay. And then set up a light escort order, and just have you engage that. One of these is a bomb destroyer, yeah. So we'll just make you guys group 1. And we'll have you capture the easy one. You're a bomb as well, so you can capture those. And then you gentlemen can capture whatever's left. Bum, not as in a loser, but bum as in you don't have all your slots filled. I.e. like a bum knee. I cannot speak to your character whatsoever. If anything, those ships should perform pretty well because they won't have they don't have safety overrides. So they should have a ton of CR in the tank. Or I guess PPT. Alright, and let's bring in our other Griffin here. For this fight, I was saying for this fight, because we have to go through so much armor. We'll push first, and we'll keep as many objectives as we can for right now. But eventually, what I want to do is I want to retreat back to our um, deployment zone and let the enemy come to us. And also, I want you guys all to follow me. Ooh. Right. Easy opportunity here. Okay, so on the battlefield we have 3 out of the 4 legions, and we have 1 out of the 5 onslaughts. So this gets rid of pretty much all the legions. If we can take them out, which should be fairly easy. Ooh, right on the cusp of bringing in an onslaught, or bringing in our Odyssey. So that's 1 of the onslaughts. Let's go ahead and deal with the legions. We can subdue 1 of those. I really like having the antimatter launchers, launchers. I should be using those instead of relying on the, instead of relying so much on the, what's it called? The Typhoon Reapers, because the Typhoon Reapers are limited, whereas the antimatter launchers aren't. Alright, so that's 1 legion, and that's 1 onslaught. So that's 4 onslaughts remaining and 3 legions remaining. I don't know where that other legion went. Let's go take care of this though. That said, if I can score an easy kill, that should be 2 legions left. If I can score an easy kill, then I'm definitely gonna aim for that. All right. When that enforcer dies, we should be able to utilize it. Ooh, hello. We should be able to utilize it and bring in our Odyssey. Alright. I mean, we can still commit here. I was considering backing up and just sitting in our deployment zone, but we really need to hold some of these objectives. Alright. I mean, it's not really an issue. The Grendel AI is so weird. It's very aggressive. And it does not utilize phase space at all. Alright. Yeah, it might be time to to fall back. Alright. Don't worry about those orders. Just focus on capturing those, and then we can slowly back away here. In fact, that's okay. I was going to give the rally civilian craft. I'll make one just in case. But I was going to assign my units to this. I don't think it's necessary. I think splitting our troops to hold both of these objectives is good enough. Right. So we do need to get some of this metal off the battlefield, and I will take care of that. Let's start backing up here. Getting closer yet again. I think now we'll bring in our Sunders, and I'll have our Sunders follow me. And we'll continue to back up here. This fight really benefits the AI or the enemy in getting them. If we decide to stay in their deployment zone. All right. I don't know where all their large ships are. I think we just need to pick an objective to hold, and I think it's just gonna be this. So let's just grab everybody and have them fall back. Okay. I don't want to miss that gremlin when it pops out of phase space. There we go. Leaving gremlins unattended is a great way to get a Reaper shot in your engine. Cancel that order. I'm here. There we go. Ooh, Sunder destroyed. Yeah, that'll happen. That's a problem. We can bring in our Odyssey now. You escort the Odyssey. And we need to go. We need to go protect our griffins. There's so many answers. Alright. We're a lot stronger than we seem. Like, we're surrounded, but, I mean, we have the higher quality of ship, so... Alright, slowly backing ourselves into the corner, which is a good thing now. Actually. We're just watching the edges, watching the surroundings, making sure no particular ship is in danger. Doesn't seem like it. I'm gonna turn around and destroy these little frigates on the periphery. Just so it stops my griffin from freaking out and sending missiles over here where it doesn't need to go. Oh, here losing PPT. So we need to pick this up. This enforcer carcass is so inconvenient. I don't. Oh, there it is. I was like, I don't know where the rest of their big ships are, but there's one of the onslaughts. There's still like 3 more onslaughts. We could, we could disengage, and we can. I don't think I've ever disengaged and re-engaged the fight. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a retreat command. Let's see how that goes. I've never used this feature before. But I mean, it would make sense to do so because you don't have infinite PPT. nobody say anything. Alright. I mean, normally it's pretty useless because if you do... Oh, hello. If you do disengage from a battle, right, normally you're still like deep in space, so like the enemy is still there. It does buy you some time to get away from them, I guess. Alright. Oh, yikes. No! Alright, whatever. Shame. Okay, alright, alright. I'm leaving. Actually, I have phase anchor. So... Well, I don't know if any of their ships, any of their gremlins or things had or Grendels had ooh, what is it? Shift? What's my peak? Oh, I'm at 26 combat readiness. Okay. Again, like I mentioned before, I have phase anchor, so I think even if I die here, I should be okay. You're telling me, brother. I'm trying to leave this map. I don't think we have it. I think our engines are shot. Let's see. Nope. Our engines are gone. Ah, destroyed. Whatever. I think if I retreat, like, well, I mean, I don't know how this works. I think if I decide to leave now, I lose my ziggurat. So I am going to fight. The good news is, this is a very easy fight. Yeah, we'll transfer over to the Aurora and we'll take this fight. That's annoying. But now we get to have some fun in the I don't know if your missiles refreshed. But now we get to have some fun in the Aurora, so it's worth it. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Actually, well, I mean, I don't know. Grabbing these points, it really doesn't matter, because it's all capital ships. Like the points, if we capture them, they're gonna go uncontested. So we can issue some commands to capture them, but that's not the focus of this fight. At least they shouldn't be. I don't think the capital ships are going to capture any of these points, or well, recapture them. Oh, that is funny. They need to dedicate. They still had some other small ships. I was gonna say they would need to dedicate a capital ship to securing some of these points, but it's not. Alright. I'm actually gonna deal with this first. And we'll deal with this. Alright. The if you're ever in a fight and your only opponent is our capital ships, then having Pegasus with Dragonfires is the objectively correct missile to use in this hyper specific circumstance. All right, let's go ahead and demonstrate a technique called flanking. Actually, we can just ambush you real quick. I guess it's not really ambush. Now it's just a dogfight. There we go. Oh, my saddles are on alternating. They should be linked. Nice. Alright, good job, everybody. Yep, we'll pursue them. Woo! Auto lost this. Unfortunately, we gotta let the Sunder go. I'm shocked I didn't get a single capital ship out of this. But it is what it is. Oop. No, we need that. Alright. Hey. Alright. So that was enough damage to get them to leave. I'll secure that champion if I have the opportunity. Yes, I will always take a champion. So that was enough to get them to leave. So that concludes the first, or actually, let's do it officially. I need to go speak to Dwad. Yeah, I need to go speak to Dawad in Cheekmostok. So let's head over there. But that will conclude our first goal, um, which was resolving the colony crises events. So really happy for that. Really tough battle at the end there. And I even got to pilot my. They're in Atsun, right? Yeah, they're in Atsun. I even got to pilot my. Are you gonna make me fight you? Alright, I'm gonna sleep. I don't want to waste this story point. I can fight this and I'll win. No, actually I won't because I don't have enough to capture the objectives. Like to contest the objective. Oh. I'll win. What are your ships? You have a bunch of piranhas and broadswords or warhogs. Nah, you know what? I'll spend a story point. Let's sneak back in and let's use a single base ship to go talk to Dwad. We'd win that fight, but this episode's already at an hour, and that fight alone would take probably another 20 minutes. Alright, so let's just drop everything off. And let's take... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll up in the ziggurat. The ziggurat's a phase ship. Ooh, do we have enough fuel to jump there? I don't know. I do not know if I have the fuel required to jump. Probably. Can't imagine it's that much. Oh, yeah. Alright. Let's go scare. We pull up to Dale Nolan, pulls up to Chick Mostock, knocks on Dwad's door, and says, "Hey, about these inspection fleets." Caught off guard for a moment, the cadet's arm twitches as they run some query. The face freezes solidly in place of the chain of command. Affirmative, sir. Received and thank you. Please maintain this link. This comms out. Alright, Dwad. We gotta talk to you about these inspection fleets. Yes, we do. I've defeated your fleets. You're powerless to stop me, says Dale Nolan. Congratulations on our order, he says without a hint of elation. You successfully adjusted the expectations of the previously dissenting members of the Strategic Assembly. Puts an officious tone, speaking as if reading from an inter-organization memorandum. The hegemony will recognize your holidays as legitimate... The hegemony will recognize your holdings as legitimate charter colonies in accordance with the frontier development policy of the human domain. You will be recognized as the official executive agent, given exceptional charge for the stability, well-being, and growth of these charter colonies. Alright. Okay, so I won. Yeah, I don't need credits. I said that's not enough. I want full recognition of my political independence. That the hegemony will not and cannot do. If it would, if it could. Okay, Dr. Seuss. All right. Yeah, sure. All right. So that concludes that. If we go here to our Intel screen and our colony crisis, we have a little bit of blowback, but that'll fall off. And we no longer are challenged by anyone. There's a little bit of pirate activity going around in Yabazuma, but we can deal with that. That's something totally separate from our colony crisis event. Anyway, super excited to be back starring the sector. Our next goal is going to be buttering up Ryan Arroyo, completing all of his objectives, as well as in preparation for the Alpha Bounty. The reason we're doing that first is because we would like the exotic weapons that are potential rewards from that fight. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Other than that, Grumpy out.